Recently, I was invited to go to my cousin's husband's birthday party, and he asked me to make him a rum cake.
You're watching the Beer Pantry Show.
Now, I've never made a rum cake before, besides our Belizean black fruit cake and so on that you put liquor on, right? But I've never really made a rum cake. So I told him I didn't think I could make the cake because I have this bum knee that's still healing after my fall. Let me push this up, guys, because it'll cause a streak of light to come through my face. And he says, okay, it's fine, just come. See the streak of light? So I looked up the recipe and I found it at Preppy Kitchen. And I didn't do the full recipe because I didn't have enough of the cake flour. And I'm glad that I decided to do half of the recipe because at the end I realized I didn't have enough of the rum. Matter of fact, I didn't even have rum. All I had was some Hennessy where the bottle neck had broken, and so I poured the rest into a jar, and that's all I had. So I did half the recipe. I do that because, well, it was half. Yeah, I did half the recipe. When it came to the egg, the full recipe called for 3 large eggs plus 2 egg yolks. So what I did for the half, I did 2 medium-sized eggs because that's all I had, and 1 egg yolk. And I was praying because I know that the egg whites give the cake structure and the egg yolks give the cake its moistness. But Preppy Kitchen said because the cake is made with butter and cooking oil, that it was going to be moist no matter what. When he made the big recipe, he did, a bundt cake. He said if you didn't have a bundt pan, you could do 2 loaf pans. So being that I was doing half the recipe, I was going to do 1 loaf pan. But then I decided to do, a springform pan, because I have a 7x3 and the batter looked like it would fit. And it was just a little bit too much. Now, how do I know this? Because the cake cracked. You know, if you're baking your cake and it cracked, it's because your pan's a little bit too small. But it's okay. So this cake is easy to make. It's the kind where you have to cream the butter and the sugar. So I did that for like 5 minutes. I timed it. And because the weather is cold, you kind of have to go longer when you're doing the cakes, all right? So then at that point, I added in the whole eggs and the egg yolk. And then the extract, right? I mixed my dry ingredients together. I didn't put any salt because my butter has salt, so it's just the cake flour that I sifted and the baking powder, okay? And then what I did was I just add the dry ingredients to the creamed mixture back and forth alternately with the wet ingredients, which is, well, I added in the vegetable oil first along with the extract. And then I just mixed some milk with the liquor and I just went back and forth in increments. Every time I put in some dry ingredients, I always fold over with the spatula first because that will make it not go over everything. Even if I weren't running my camera and I didn't want to get that stuff on my lens, I would still do that, okay? So then I did back and forth. I greased and floured the pan and then I set it to bake at 325. At first I set the timer for 45 minutes, but it actually needed 1 hour and 15 minutes, okay? So it needed more time because it's baked slow and low. So then you're supposed to put this rum glaze. So I saved some of the rum. And this is how you do the glaze right here. You put the butter in the pan to make it melt. And you add water. You add the rest of the ingredients right here. And the rum. You have to add the rum slowly because it's going to bubble up. And then I just cooked it. He cooked it long. Mine was ready in no time at all. Maybe because I'm doing half the recipe. So Preppy Kitchen guy, okay? So then I set it aside and the thing actually started to gel up like candy, the sauce. So I had to nuke it in the microwave when I was going to use it. So after the cake cooled, I stabbed it with a skewer. Think about somebody that you want to stab. And then I just gonna spooned it in there. So some of the rum sauce goes into the cake, makes it even more moist. Oh, this thing insists it's gonna come down. You know, with the winds blowing earlier last week, child, this swing was broken apart. Yeah, so then you put the stuff on the top. Then I put it in my little cake thing and I went to the party. And the party was actually fun. But with that long drive back and forth, the water poured into my ankle again and I got that ugly bruising, but it's all right. I'm glad that I was able to go. Guys, it's been a struggle getting over this injury. I'm not in pain in my knee or my leg at all. No pain at all. The thumb still hurts because I blocked my fall that away. I showed you guys in the last video how I fell. Well, I didn't actually show you. I used a tripod to show you how it happened. So when I'm riding the bike, I still can't grasp the bike handle. I gotta like just press, like just kind of hold on. That way I just kind of set my hand that way so I could grab the brakes when I need to, right? But the knee actually just feels tight. And then once I do the bike motion, the riding motion, because the doctor says that's what I'm supposed to do, it feels a whole lot better. But it's been a struggle because I have to take ibuprofen and it really affects my stomach. No matter what I eat, I get nauseous. And she wants me to take 800 milligrams 4 times a day. Actually, I took 800 milligrams 3 times a day. And it was bad. It was rough. Today's the first day that I didn't take any. I hope I don't have to take any. I'm tired of feeling like this. But I really appreciate all your well wishes and your prayers and stuff, because I don't take things like this for granted. I'm not just like doing the medication and the exercises and stuff and elevating and icing and compressing. I'm not just doing that. I'm also praying over this knee, putting Canadian healing oil. I'm putting blessed oil. Girl, I'm oiled down. Didn't think of like again, stupid thing. Yeah, so I think we're on our way. I think now it's gone from like a big orange sitting in my knee to half an orange to like a lemon to today it looks like a guava. So it's going down. When the doctor saw me wrap this thing and she saw the size of it when I went in on Friday, she's like, and I said, but wait, it's coming down. It was worse. And I showed her the pictures and she goes, okay, I feel good that it's coming down, because if not, girl, we would have been done drained this. All right. I just wanted to share the cake with you, the rum cake. When we got to the party, I told Junie, my cousin's husband, I said, this is for you personally. They have a lot of other cakes here. This is for you personally. I said, but Joe wants a sliver of it because he wants to taste it. Plus, I'm anxious to see if the inside got cooked. So he cut it, a good slice for him and for Joe. And Crystal, my cousin, said, this is actually a good size cake, Barbara. Even though this is half the recipe, this is a really good size cake. So he loved it. He said it tastes so wonderful. I didn't taste any of it, but he said it tasted wonderful. And I'm so glad that I was able to do that for him and that he appreciated it. All right. For Thanksgiving, I made this cheesecake, but I doubled the recipe and the filling got to be too much for us. So what I'm going to do is use the leftover Oreo cookies that I used for the crust. See, Jada put some on the top because she says, I need more crust, mommy. And I'm going to make a smaller cheesecake, okay? So I have the cookies already processed through the food processor, and I added some melted butter. We want it to look like beach sand. This is the one I'm using, golden Oreo cookie. You can use this too, but don't mix them together because this one has cinnamon in it, and it's going to mess up the taste of the Oreo cookie. So just dump it into the pie dish. Don't even grease the dish because we have butter in the cookies already. Press it down to make it shape like the pie dish, and then I'm going to cook this for about 10 minutes on 350. And I forgot that it was cooking and it went longer. It went 12 minutes, but this is good. Now I'm going to scrape the filling out. I used 2 cans of condensed milk, 2 packages of cream cheese, and 2/3 cup of real lemon juice to do this. I usually use half of that, half of everything, but I wanted the thing to be thick and it got to be too thick for us. So, well, not for us, for them, because I'm not eating this. So let's go ahead and just scrape everything. Now the filling is already set, so it doesn't really have to be set again. I just want it to go into the smaller one more smoothly. And then look what I'm going to do. After I spread it out, I'm going to take the crust that was on the original one and set it on top. So now Jada has a bunch of crust.
This is the death